there. My name is Pastor Donna, and for the next 3 days, I will have the pleasure of examining the benefits of a sanctified mind during this very special online devotional that is being presented to you by Shiloh Online. Honestly, I believe many people today are struggling to keep their minds from being consumed by fear and anxiety during these unprecedented times. So, I've made it my goal to provide a series of lessons that will help us to empower our minds to stay healthy and to really be sanctified. The lesson for today is focused on what is the mind and how does it become sanctified. The word mind refers to the part of our human being where we process thinking and reasoning. It is where we have perceptions. It's where we make decisions as to whether we are going to do good or we're going to do evil. Our mind is our intellect. It's the center of our understanding, of our emotions and desires. You know, it's quite interesting when we think about humans and how complex we are. We experience unity in body and soul and spirit. I have my physical attributes. You can see me, but I also have a complex mind, and I have a spirit that connects me to God. In 1 Thessalonians 5:23, the Bible tells us, "Now may the God of peace make you holy in every way, and may your whole spirit and soul and body be kept blameless until that day when Jesus Christ comes again." This verse tells us that we must involve God in all aspects of our life if we're going to really truly live holy and sanctified lives for Him. All parts of our beings must be subject to the lordship of Christ. You see, when God made Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, we know that He made them physical beings created from the dust of the earth. But notice that they didn't become living beings until God breathed into them. At that point, mankind received life and began to function on the earth, began to function in a fellowship relationship with God. It was a beautiful picture. God's creation was walking around enjoying the physical earth. Adam and Eve were enjoying relationships with each other. They were thinking and processing and feeling, using their minds, but they were also in fellowship with God. They were created in God's image and put to have dominion on the earth, and that's just what they did. However, the Bible tells us that when Adam and Eve sinned, they died. Their fellowship with God was broken, and their spiritual being died. And that, unfortunately, became the disposition of every human being born on the earth. In Psalm 51, verse 5, the Bible says, "For I was born a sinner, yes, from the moment my mother conceived me." And in Romans 3:23, it reads, "For all have sinned and come short of the glory of God." With no spiritual connection, that meant that we were left to operate in our bodies and with a mind that was going to do whatever it well pleased. We were not thinking about God, honestly. We weren't thinking about how to please God. And that's simply how people live their lives today. They live their lives to fulfill their own pleasures and their own desires, not focused on pleasing God at all. But now, let's consider those who have decided to make Jesus the Lord of their lives. Consider us Christians. Our lives have to look entirely different. We are born again. That means our spirit is now alive to God. And our mind and body have a new commander-in-chief. We're no longer simply doing whatever appears to us to be good or what feels good. We have to now allow God to frame how we think, how we perceive, how we reason. We can't simply allow ourselves to go by the world's system. We have to change and frame a whole new worldview. We have been charged, people of God, to think differently, to develop that renewed mind and one that reflects our faith in God. So we have the duty to prepare our minds to being the kind of sanctified mind that God requires. So, just to sum up, we know we all have a mind, but now we have to look into how do we really cultivate a sanctified mind. I invite you to come back tomorrow for part 2 of this teaching, and until then, be safe and God bless you.